We're here in the sculpture garden of the Israel Museum, situated on one of the western hills of Jerusalem. The reason it is here, far out into the west of the city and not near the old city, is simply because it was built in the years between 1948 and 1967, 19 years in which the old city of Jerusalem wasn't part of Israel, but part of the Hashemite kingdom of Jordan. So the places in which history had played itself out, First Temple period, Second Temple period, David and Solomon, they weren't accessible to any citizens of Israel. And some institutions tried to offer alternatives. What type of alternative could be to meeting history at the place in which it occurred? Well, one of those is actually here, which is the Shrine of the Book in the sculpture garden of the Israel Museum. This shrine, this contemporary building, was built in order to house a set of scrolls, which are the oldest surviving biblical texts. They were written between 1900 and 2100 years ago. And the reason they survived were because they were hidden away in the desert, so far from the humid climate of Jerusalem and saved by the dryness of the desert. Once found, made a lot of sense to build a building which would allow a meeting between the contemporary people who are seeing it in a designed contemporary environment and the scrolls, which give actually a tangible meeting, not to conceptions, histories or stories from the past, but to an actual object from them. And I really hope you go inside and see it and enjoy it.
Welcome to the Jewish Art and Life Department in the Israel Museum. We are now in a synagogue, a white synagogue from Suriname, Paramaribo. How Jews arrived to Suriname? What is Suriname? Where is Suriname? And why I have this white sand in my hand? Look at the floor. All the floor is covered with the white sand. This sand is the symbol of the desert. Like Jews came out from Egypt and they were walking in the sand of the desert, the Jews that emigrate from Europe to the Americas, they are walking on this sand that is the symbol of the freedom, but symbolize the fact that this is not a permanent freedom, it's a temporary freedom until they are getting to Jerusalem, to the Holy Land. This synagogue is part of a synagogue route. There are 4 reconstructed synagogues in the Israel Museum. Each one of them is coming from a different Jewish community all around the world. We have an Italian synagogue near Venice. We have a German synagogue near Bamberg. We have an Indian synagogue from Cochin and Suriname. These 4 different synagogues are the reflection of 4 different Jewish communities around the world. Each Jewish community is constructing, is meeting in a different synagogue that is the symbol of their Judaism and of the culture where they are living. So you are invited to experience these different Jewish community through the synagogue themselves, and you have to remember that each synagogue is bearing the memory and the symbol of Jerusalem. And for a kind of a miracle, these synagogues are back in Jerusalem.